All right, let's talk about a poem that makes a surprisingly simple request, but one that kind of challenges the entire way we live our lives. We're going to jump into Keeping Quiet by the Nobel Prize winner Pablo Neruda.
And it all starts with this. A simple but honestly a pretty radical invitation. Just 12 seconds of stillness. Not for one country, not for one city, but for all of us. No big speech, no complicated plan. Just quiet.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? What on earth could we possibly accomplish by just stopping? Well, Neruda believed this short collective pause could actually change everything. The question is, how? Let's get into it.
So what is this stillness really about? Because, it's more than just not making noise. Neruda is asking for a very specific kind of quiet, and it has a huge, ambitious goal behind it.
The big idea here is mutual understanding. Neruda's thinking was that if we all stopped, all at once, the things that divide us, language, borders, politics, they might just dissolve. For just a moment, we wouldn't be strangers or enemies, we'd just be people, all sharing this one silent experience together.
To really get why this pause is so powerful, you have to look at the world Neruda wants us to take a break from. A world that is always, always in motion.
Just imagine that for a second. The constant sound of traffic, the buzz of our phones, the crazy pace of our schedules. What if all of it just stopped? And this quiet would even ripple out into nature. Neruda imagines that acts of harm, like a fisherman hunting a whale, would just pause. The idea isn't that the fisherman is a bad guy. It's that he's caught in this relentless cycle of doing. This pause gives him a chance to break that cycle, to just be aware.
And this really brings it home to a personal level. We get so busy, so caught up in working and producing that we don't even stop to notice the toll it's taking on us. Stillness gives us a moment to check in, to actually look at our own wounds.
And here's where all that rushing ultimately leads. Conflict. Wars against the planet, those are the green wars, and of course wars against each other. Our constant motion, our constant pushing, it leads to destruction, it leads to what he calls victory with no survivors.
Okay, so that's the problem. A world literally rushing toward its own ruin. So what's the solution? Well, Neruda thinks this simple little pause could create a brand new and pretty radical kind of connection between us all.
I absolutely love this line, sudden strangeness. This isn't some planned event or a boring meeting. It's this spontaneous, almost magical moment where every single person on Earth is sharing the exact same experience, totally beyond language or borders.
In that shared silence, all the labels that usually define us, our nationality, our job, our politics, they just fade away. And what's left? Just us, our shared humanity. For a few seconds, we could actually feel like one.
And this is maybe the most powerful idea in the whole poem, that stillness can interrupt our worst habits. He imagines that people preparing for war would just stop. They would put on clean clothes, like a fresh start, and see their enemies not as targets but as brothers. And they would walk together, just doing nothing.
Now you might be thinking, okay, so does Neruda just want everyone to stop working and do nothing forever? Is this a poem about being lazy, or maybe something even darker? He actually saw that question coming, and he makes a really important point.
It's a fair question, right? A world with zero activity could seem like a world without any life, but Neruda is really quick to shut that idea down. His own words couldn't be clearer. This is not about ending life, it's about really understanding it. He totally rejects any connection to death, and that phrase he uses, "no truck with death," is so important. So when he says he wants no truck with death, he's basically saying, I refuse to even entertain the idea. His goal is the complete opposite of death. It's about engaging with life on a much, much deeper level. This is the real reason for the pause. He says we live with this kind of sadness because we're so obsessed with keeping our lives moving. We're so focused on the next thing, the next goal, that we never actually stop to figure out who we are. This silence is a tool to break that sad, frantic cycle.
So, where do we find a good example of this kind of productive quiet? Neruda tells us to just look at the world around us.
I mean, what a beautiful and powerful idea. Nature totally gets the power of a quiet pause. Just think about it, like a seed buried in the ground in the middle of winter.
A tree can look completely dead in winter, but it's not, right? It's gathering strength for spring. And that's his point. Our stillness isn't an ending. It's a recharge. It's a necessary pause before something new can grow. It's the cycle of life itself.
And with that, the poet is gone. He's given us the instructions, he's told us why it's important, he starts the count for us, and then he steps away. The responsibility is no longer his, it's ours. It's our turn to try it.
And so, we end right back where the poem started, with a direct invitation. But now the question isn't just about the world, it's about you. If you were to actually count to 12, right now, and be totally still, what do you think you'd find?